Anka. Stay tuned for updated real news.
Hello Anka Daily News viewers. We continue to bring you the most up-to-date developments of the war. While the conflicts between Russia and Ukraine continue unabated, developments on the ground continue to affect the course of the war. In recent days, a bold operation carried out by Ukrainian soldiers in the Kursk region of Russia could reshape the course of the war. The Ukrainian army has changed the equation of the war by setting an unexpected trap for Russian soldiers with a strategic move. In this operation, Ukrainian soldiers managed to mislead the Russian soldiers by pretending that their armored vehicles had been destroyed. As a result of this ambush, around 50 Russian soldiers were captured by Ukrainian forces. The continuation of the war with such maneuvers carries great risks for both sides, but this successful Ukrainian operation is considered as a significant blow to Russia's war strategies. Such operations by the Ukrainian army affect not only the military dimensions of the war, but also its psychological dimension. Such actions, which can break the morale and resistance of Russian soldiers, will become even more important in the event of a prolonged war. This incident in the Kursk region once again reveals how finely Ukraine has calculated its war strategies and its ability to maneuver on the ground. We will now examine in detail the impact of these developments on the overall course of the war and the strategic situation in the region. Before moving on, here's a small reminder. As the Anka Daily News team, we strive to bring you the latest developments in the Russia-Ukraine war. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. I also read all the comments on our videos. Please continue to share your ideas about our content in the comments section. Tell us in the comments what content you would like to see on the Anka Daily News channel. Let's start if you're ready. Anka Daily News reports. First, let's talk about the Kursk region. Kursk is a strategically important region in western Russia. Due to its proximity to the Ukrainian border, it has been the scene of frequent military activity since the beginning of the war. The region is known for its vast forested areas and complex geography, which offer both advantages and disadvantages for military operations. Kursk's countryside provides natural trenches for defensive deployment, but also makes it difficult to advance undetected by enemy troops. These geographical features mean that operations in the region require careful planning. Kursk is also important for its rail and road connections, critical elements that can affect both military and logistical mobility during wartime. In this operation in the Kursk region, the Ukrainian army followed a meticulously planned operational strategy. First, a small and highly trained unit infiltrated the area under cover of the night. In order to avoid attracting the attention of Russian troops in the area, the Ukrainian troops moved quietly, using terrain that provided natural cover, such as forested areas and deep ravines. According to intelligence reports, Ukrainian troops conducted reconnaissance for several days before reaching the Russian troop deployment area, identifying the routines and weak points of the enemy troops. This preparation played a critical role in the success of the operation. After entering Kursk, Ukrainian troops quietly approached the Russian troop deployment points and identified the most favorable spots for ambushes. Ukrainian troops meticulously practiced their ambush strategy. They managed to mislead the Russian troops by pretending that their armored vehicles had been destroyed. This deceptive move was supported by fake tracks left in the area beforehand and vehicles that appeared to have been destroyed. By positioning their armored vehicles as if they had been disabled by Russian attacks, Ukrainian soldiers created the impression that a rescue operation was needed. To make this trap even more effective, fake bloodstains and abandoned military equipment were placed near the vehicles. When the Russian soldiers approached the armored vehicles thinking that this scene was real, they were ambushed by Ukrainian soldiers. At this point, Ukrainian soldiers successfully carried out the ambush by skillfully using both the advantages of geography and tactics to distract the enemy. This operation once again proved Ukraine's flexibility and operational acumen in its war strategy. This successful ambush in the Kursk region further deepened Russia's difficulties in the war. The capture of about 50 Russian soldiers should be considered not only a military success but also a psychological blow. While such operations reinforce Ukraine's presence and strength on the ground, they have a negative impact on the morale of Russian troops. Moreover, the details of this operation show how Ukraine plans at strategic depth and makes the best use of its field advantages. This incident in the Kursk region once again highlights the future course of the war and the need for Russia to rethink its military tactics. This operation is not only a military victory but also an indication that Ukraine has achieved a significant victory in the psychological dimension of the war. For months, the Russian military had not taken Ukrainian preparations in the Kursk region seriously enough. Russian commanders considered the activity in the region as a low threat and therefore did not pay due attention to intelligence reports. The Ukrainian army's reconnaissance activities and logistical preparations in the region were overlooked or ignored by Russian forces. This led to a strategic mistake on the part of the Russian army, as Ukraine, by maintaining its preparations in secrecy, prepared the ground for an unexpected attack. This negligence on the part of the Russian army resulted in a successful Ukrainian ambush in which around 50 Russian soldiers were taken prisoner. This incident demonstrates a serious weakness in Russia's war strategy and how it would be a grave mistake to underestimate Ukraine's tactical acumen on the ground. In summary, the Ukrainian vanguard forces have advanced to a depth of almost 20 kilometers. The main direction of the offensive are the border towns of Sudzha and Korenevo. No Ukrainian flag has yet been unfurled in any of the villages, suggesting that the purpose of the offensive may be to distract the Russians rather than to gain territory. It should be noted that Ukrainian troops shot down the second Russian helicopter in the region. The Russian army is paying a heavy price for being caught unprepared and is trying to counter Ukrainian forces with Iskander missiles and ground aviation helicopters. A state of emergency has been declared in Kursk, while the evacuation of 6,000 civilians in the border areas continues. There is a debate among various bloggers about the necessity and timing of this offensive. It is still unclear why Ukraine is using its reserves in Kursk while the Russian advance in Donetsk continues. What the Ukrainian General Staff intends with this move will become clearer in the coming days. What do you think? What do you think will be the consequences of this attack? Will Russia lose power as a result of the Kursk attack? Will it be easy for Russia to recover after this attack? What consequences will the capture of 50 Russian soldiers have? Let me know in the comments. I read and care about them.